You're What up, YouTube? It's your boy Wabi from the Politically Correct Show. And today, we had a little conversation. So, you know, I found something else that I want to talk about. Well, share with you is that Northwest Friday dropped a surprise album. Well, surprise to me because surprise, surprise, I didn't know. And I follow Ye. Everybody that watches this channel more than one video, more than a minute, knows that Ye is my favorite artist of all time. And, I think he's the greatest artist of our generation, obviously. So why would I not react to his daughter joining in the music fun and becoming an artist herself? Now, I must add before the music starts, Ye, North is she's looking kind of emo, gothic, I mean, if that's what y'all let her do, that's what y'all let her do. But um yeah, you know. It's crazy to think about it because, I remember watching the Only One video and seeing how small she is, how small she was, and now, she's only 12 now, but now she's making her own music. It's a pretty crazy time we live in, so here she is. Here we are. We're gonna listen to it, no matter how goth she's looking right now. But hopefully the music's great. Who cares? As long as the music's great, I don't care about none of that. Let's see what's happening. This is Northwest's album, North Forever. Oh, and right off the bat, when I just got on that little glaze just by being on the video a little bit, I can hear. That's right there. That's from Creatures Lie Here. That beat was the remake of. Remember when they made Forever? The generic version of Forever is Creatures Lie Here, where they have the verses from Forever, and then they have the same exact sample as the beat. So let's listen to it. All right, here we are. People on Depop really want your style. Oh, come on, man. Ads. Oh, I hate ads. All right, so I listen to enough music. I can basically already assume that it's gonna repeat all of that. If y'all can hear that really well, I know I can't make it too loud because I'm in my apartment, but um, I mean the beat sounds good. I'm bumping to the beat, but I don't know. It just seems like her voice is. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but her voice is very like staticky. It seems like And this is me being a little ignorant towards music because I'm not a producer. I just write and stuff. So it just seems like it's not mixed well. And I mean, maybe it is. Maybe a producer's gonna be typing the comments to me like, "It's mixed well. It's just, like." But to my eye, it sounds like it doesn't. It's not mixed well because she sounds very staticky on that song. But it's the intro. So next. Another sample. Song's called Die. All right. Well, that was Die. I'm glad it wasn't what I expected it to be, because when I heard that the song was called Die, I was just like, ooh, harsh. A 12-year-old rapping and a song with the title called Die, but it's a nice kid friendly bop. She actually says a lot more. I can hear it a lot better. Um, Less staticky. She's rapping about things that she has and how she younger than you and all that swag rap stuff. So nice good 12-year-old vibe. Do I like these two songs so far? Mm, Not really, but at least they're 2 for 2 on the beats. This isn't sonically horrible. It's just you know it's a 12-year-old rapping. So the subject matter. You gotta spit all that deep stuff. Like she's only 12 years old. Chill out. This is her first album. It's an EP. There's only 6 songs on it. You know, these first 2 songs were only a minute and 30 seconds, and this one's like 2 minutes. So you know, she you can tell she's just trying to be comfortable with being an artist, and there's nothing wrong with that. So far, to me, given her age, given you know her experience, which is next to none, this is a solid album for someone who has never made an album before. But next, I just wish it. I just wish in one of these songs, she can get a little more lyrical. But I mean, that's harsh to say to a little kid. Like you gotta be more lyrical. But that will solve the haters. Okay, a little bit of rock, a little bit of rock. Okay, and that makes sense, because of her aesthetic. The way that she's dressed with the green hair, the black, and all that. This sounds like what she's trying to get into. This is called North Forever. This is what the album's called. Uh, See, that song was better. That song was better. I might actually listen to that again. Uh, that song, as what I could hear, the little bit that I could hear, she was just basically talking about, you know, the haters, like hating every day, but, it takes it to a dark place sometimes, but she wakes up out of it, North forever, she lit, we lit, which comes back to her confidence, which, I'm pretty sure she has enough of, given who her dad is, but, yeah, so far for, and this is halfway through the album already. So far, for someone who doesn't make music and who's just starting out to make music, this is really good. I wish I had this type of confidence when I was a child. To be able to, even because some of these tracks to me sound a little rough, but it's because she's not in her full state yet. So when I was coming up and I was as a kid, I was very self-conscious about my music because I know it wasn't the best. I mean, shoot, I'm only like 10 years old, but I knew it was good though, but was it good enough? Was my question. Was it good enough? For the masses, but obviously Northwest, I mean, I'm not gonna speak for her or nothing, but it just seems like, when kids, start expressing themselves and they're actually making their creations, seems like that they're not really too worried about that, or they're pushing that to the side and letting stuff happen. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to attack it. So shout out to North so far for making this album because so far it's not that bad. It's not really my taste of music, but you know, I can see the value in the artistry so far, you know. And so far they're 3 for 3 for beats. So and I love beats, so here we are. Number number 4, I believe. I believe this is number 4. Oh, there's 7 tracks. And number 4, and we have 2 more left after this. This is this Tim 3. Oh no, this is 10. Or is that 3 silent? Oh no. So yeah, she's basically doing more swag rap. Um, I'm gonna stop this at the half because I don't like this beat at all. I don't like this song. I ain't gonna lie to you. This song's kind of boring. This song is boring, But once again, she hasn't made music like that. So, you know, if it's a skip, it's a skip. It is what it is. So far, she's had three solid songs. So, this little skip ain't nothing. But this 10-3, this ain't it. But that's it for now. I'm gonna give you the other two later on. But until then, God bless you. God bless America. And God bless Northwest. With that, it's Wabi. You already know the rest. I'm out.